title, Why Jersey #9 belongs to smart NBA guards and elite defenders. What if I told you there's one jersey number in NBA history that doesn't always get treated like a superstar number, but when you really study who wore it, that number starts looking dangerous. Not because it belongs to the loudest scorer, not because it always belongs to the biggest dunker, and not because every player wearing it was trying to chase highlights, but because number 9 has quietly been worn by some of the smartest, toughest, most balanced players the league has ever seen. A floor general who could see a play before it even happened. A lightning-fast point guard who sliced through defenses like the paint belonged to him. A modern two-way guard who blocks shots like a center, shoots like a sniper, and makes winning plays that don't always show up first on the stat sheet. And a defensive wing who helped build a dynasty by guarding the best player on earth when the championship was on the line. Rajon Rondo. Tony Parker. Derek White. Andre Iguodala. 4 different players. 4 different styles. But the same number. Number 9. And that's what makes this jersey so interesting. Because in sports, numbers can carry meaning. Some numbers feel like power. Some feel like flash. Some feel like legacy. But number 9? Number 9 feels like balance. It feels like teamwork. It feels like duality. Offense and defense. Scoring and passing. Speed and control. Star power and sacrifice. And when you look at these 4 players, that meaning fits almost too perfectly, because none of these players won by doing only one thing. They won because they could connect the game, they could read the floor, they could defend, they could make the extra pass, they could hit the big shot, and when the lights got brightest, they knew exactly who they were. So today on Sports Stars Recap, we're breaking down why NBA legends made jersey number 9 look so dangerous. We're talking about why Rajon Rondo, Tony Parker, Derek White, and Andre Iguodala wore number 9. We're talking about how the meaning of the number connects to their playing style. We're talking signature moves, finals moments, championship impact, and why this number belongs to smart guards, elite defenders, and winners who understand that basketball is more than just scoring. So before we start, hit that like button if you respect players who win with IQ, defense, and clutch plays. And drop this in the comments. Who made number 9 look the most dangerous? Rondo, Parker, Derek White, or Iguodala? Let's get into it. Number 9 is not just a number. In many ways, number 9 symbolizes completion, balance, teamwork, and connection. It's the last single digit before the numbers turn double. That makes it feel like the end of one level and the beginning of another. And in basketball, that matters. Because the best number 9 players don't just play the game, they complete the game. They balance the floor. They connect teammates. They turn defense into offense. They know when to attack, when to pass, when to slow the pace down, and when to take over without forcing the moment. That's why number 9 is perfect for players who play with 2 sides. Rondo had the mind and the hands. Parker had the speed and the touch. White has the shooting and the defense. Iguodala had the athleticism and the sacrifice. That's duality. That's balance. That's number 9. And the first name that comes to mind when you talk about number 9 being dangerous is Rajon Rondo. Rondo didn't play basketball like a normal point guard. He played it like a chess master. Most guards see the pass when it opens. Rondo saw it 2 seconds before it opened. He wasn't just dribbling. He was studying. He was measuring angles. He was reading the defender's feet. He was watching the help side. And then, out of nowhere, the ball was already gone. A no-look pass, a fake behind the back, a bounce pass through traffic, a lob right over the top. Rondo's signature move was not just one move, it was the fake pass. That was his weapon. He would look one way, sell the entire defense on the wrong decision, then fire the ball to a teammate in the opposite corner. And if the defense tried to play the passing lane, Rondo would keep the ball, twist into the paint, and finish with that awkward scoop layup with either hand. That's what made him so dangerous. He didn't need to score 30 to control the game. He could score 8 points and still be the reason the whole offense worked. That's number 9 basketball. Balance, vision, teamwork. Rondo wore number 9 with the Boston Celtics, and it fit his identity perfectly. He was young, quiet, intense, and surrounded by Hall of Fame level veterans. Kevin Garnett brought the fire. Paul Pierce brought the scoring. Ray Allen brought the shooting. But Rondo brought the engine. He was the one pushing the pace. He was the one throwing the passes. He was the one setting the table. And when Boston won the 2008 NBA championship, Rondo was still developing, but his fingerprints were already all over that team. He defended. He ran the offense. He made sure the stars got the ball in their spots. And as the years went on, Rondo became more than just the young point guard. He became one of the smartest playoff guards of his era. That's why people started calling him Playoff Rondo, because when the postseason started, he changed. His pace changed, his confidence changed. His reads got sharper, his rebounding from the guard position became a weapon, and his passing became even more dangerous because he understood every weakness in the defense. Rondo's second championship came years later with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2020. And that ring proved something important. It proved that his mind still traveled. Different team, different stars, different system, same IQ. On that Lakers team, LeBron James and Anthony Davis were the main stars. But Rondo gave them another brain on the floor, another organizer, another voice, another guard who could calm the game down and make the right play when the pressure was heavy. That's what number 9 meant for Rondo. He was not always the loudest, but he was often the smartest. He could control chaos. He could make stars better. He could turn one possession into a lesson. And that is why Rajon Rondo made jersey number 9 look dangerous. But if Rondo made number 9 look like a chessboard, Tony Parker made number 9 look like a racetrack. Parker was different. He didn't beat you with power. He beat you with speed. He beat you with angles. He beat you with timing. Tony Parker's signature move was that lightning quick drive into the paint, followed by the soft teardrop floater. And when he got that floater going, it was almost impossible to stop. Big men couldn't block it because he released it too early. Guards couldn't stay in front because he was too fast. And help defenders couldn't rotate in time because he lived in the paint before they even knew he was there. That was Tony Parker. Fast but controlled. Aggressive but balanced. A scorer who still understood team basketball, and that is exactly why number 9 fit him. Parker wore number 9 for the San Antonio Spurs, and with that jersey, he became one of the greatest international guards the NBA has ever seen. He was the engine of the Spurs' motion. Tim Duncan was the foundation. Manu Ginobili was the wild card. Greg Popovich was the mastermind. But Parker was the pressure point. He put pressure on the rim every single possession. He forced defenses to collapse. He made big men step up. He created open shots for teammates. And he did it without needing to be flashy in the traditional way. Parker's game was not about showing off. It was about breaking the defense, step by step, cut by cut, drive by drive. And when the Spurs needed him most, Parker delivered. Tony Parker won 4 NBA championships with San Antonio. 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, and in 2007, he became the NBA Finals MVP. That matters. Because people sometimes remember the Spurs as Tim Duncan's dynasty. And that is fair. Duncan was the anchor, but Parker was not just along for the ride. He was a championship point guard. He was a finals MVP. He was a guard who could take over a series with speed, touch, and control. That is why number 9 looked dangerous on Tony Parker. Because he turned balance into pressure. He didn't just pass. He attacked. He didn't just score. He created. He didn't just run fast, he ran with purpose, and the number 9 symbolism fits him perfectly. Duality. Parker was both a scorer and a playmaker. Teamwork. He was built inside one of the greatest team systems in NBA history. Balance. He knew how to blend his speed with the Spurs' discipline. That is rare. A lot of fast guards play too fast. Parker played fast, but he stayed under control. He could sprint into the lane and still have the touch to float the ball over a 7-footer. That's dangerous. That's number 9. And that's why Tony Parker's jersey is retired in San Antonio. Question 2. Which player won the 2007 NBA Finals MVP? A. Tim Duncan. B. Manu Ginobili. C. Tony Parker. D. Rajon Rondo. Take your best shot, you've got 10 seconds. Let's see who knows real basketball trivia. The correct answer is C. Tony Parker. Now let's move to the modern version of number 9, Derek White. If Rondo was the brain and Parker was the speed, Derek White is the plug, the connector, the glue, the guy who doesn't always need the ball but somehow ends up being involved in every winning play. Derek White is one of the best examples of what number 9 means in today's NBA, because today's game demands balance. You can't just be a shooter. You can't just be a defender. You can't just be a passer. The best role players on championship teams have to do everything, and Derek White does everything. He brings the ball up, he spaces the floor, he hits threes, he attacks closeouts, he makes the extra pass, he blocks shots, he rotates early, he guards bigger players, he guards smaller players. And when the game gets tight, he doesn't panic. That's why he fits number 9. He plays like balance in motion. His signature move is not one flashy crossover or one dunk package. His signature move is the winning play. But if we had to pick one, it would be that quick catch and shoot 3 or that chase down block from the guard position. Because Derek White blocks shots like a player who is much taller than he is. He has elite timing. He doesn't just jump to jump. He waits. He reads the gather. He times the release. And then he meets the ball at the top. For a guard, that is special, and offensively, he became the kind of shooter that defenses cannot ignore. Leave him open, and he'll punish you. Close out too hard, and he'll drive. Send help, and he'll make the extra pass. That's modern number 9 basketball. Two-way balance. Derek White helped the Boston Celtics win the 2024 NBA championship, and his role was huge. Because Boston did not need him to be the biggest star. They needed him to be reliable. They needed him to defend. They needed him to shoot. They needed him to make smart decisions next to Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Jrue Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, and Al Horford. And that's exactly what he did. White gave Boston something every championship team needs. Trust. When Derek White is on the floor, coaches trust him, teammates trust him, fans trust him, because he rarely plays outside himself. He doesn't chase numbers, he chases the right play. And in the playoffs, that matters. One rotation can change a game, one 3 can stop a run, one block can shift momentum. One extra pass can break a defense. That is Derek White. He doesn't need to dominate the ball to dominate a possession, and that is why number 9 looks perfect on him. The number symbolizes teamwork and balance, and White plays like the perfect teammate. He is not trying to steal the spotlight, but he keeps showing up in the biggest moments anyway. That is dangerous in a different way, because some players hurt you with volume. Derek White hurts you with timing. He hurts you with discipline. He hurts you by always being in the right place. And when a player like that can also shoot, defend, pass, and protect the rim from the guard spot, that's when the jersey starts meaning something. That's when number 9 becomes more than a number. Now let's talk about Andre Iguodala. Because if there is one player who showed that number 9 can represent sacrifice, defense, intelligence, and championship impact, it is Iguodala. Andre Iguodala was never just a role player, and he was never just a star either. He existed in between. That's what made him special. Early in his career, Iguodala could score, dunk, pass, defend, and lead. He had all-star athleticism. He could fly in transition. He could throw down powerful dunks. He could handle the ball as a wing. And he could guard the best perimeter player on the other team. But with the Golden State Warriors, he became something even more valuable. He became the perfect championship connector. His signature move was the defensive stop into the fast break. Iguodala would strip the ball, jump the passing lane, or force a miss, then immediately turn defense into offense. And in transition, he was dangerous. He could finish above the rim. He could make the right pass. He could slow down just enough to find Stephen Curry or Klay Thompson trailing for 3. That's why he fit Golden State so well. The Warriors were built on shooting, movement, defense, and IQ. Iguodala gave them all of that. But the moment that changed everything was the 2015 NBA Finals. Golden State was facing LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron was putting unbelievable pressure on the series, and the Warriors needed someone who could guard him, absorb the physicality, make smart offensive decisions, and still keep the floor connected. That player was Andre Iguodala. The Warriors moved him into the starting lineup, and the series shifted. Iguodala didn't stop LeBron completely. Nobody does that. But he made every possession harder. He made LeBron work. He defended without losing his mind. He helped Golden State play faster. He hit timely shots. And he gave the Warriors the balance they needed. That is why Andre Iguodala won the 2015 NBA Finals MVP, and that is why number 9 became part of Warriors history. Iguodala won 4 championships with Golden State: 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 4 rings, 1 Finals MVP, and a legacy built on the kind of winning plays that casual fans sometimes miss. That's why number 9 fits him. Duality: Iguodala could be a scorer, but he chose to be a defender. Teamwork: he accepted a role that helped the Warriors become a dynasty. Balance: he knew when to attack, when to pass, when to defend, and when to sacrifice. That is championship basketball. A lot of players want the credit. Iguodala wanted the win. And sometimes that is what separates good teams from great teams. Because every dynasty needs stars. But every dynasty also needs players who understand the spaces between the stars. The player who guards the toughest matchup. The player who makes the extra pass. The player who doesn't care if he scores 8 points as long as the team wins by 10. That was Andre Iguodala. That was number 9. So when you put all 4 of these players together, the pattern becomes clear. Rajon Rondo made number 9 look dangerous with vision, defense, and playoff IQ. Tony Parker made number 9 look dangerous with speed, touch, and championship control. Derek White made number 9 look dangerous with shooting, shot blocking, and modern two-way balance. Andre Iguodala made number 9 look dangerous with defense, sacrifice, and finals-level toughness. Different players, same message. Number 9 is not always about being the loudest star. It is about being the player who completes the team. That is the hidden power of the number. Because basketball is not won by one skill. It is won by connection. The pass before the pass, the rotation before the block, the cut before the dunk, the screen before the shot, the defensive stop before the fast break. That is where number 9 lives. It lives in the smart plays, the balanced plays, the winning plays, and that is why these players made it look so dangerous. Rondo didn't need to outscore you. He could outthink you. Parker didn't need to overpower you. He could outrun you and still finish with touch. White doesn't need to be the first option. He can be the reason every option works. Iguodala didn't need to chase the spotlight. He became the spotlight when the Warriors needed a Finals MVP. That is what makes this jersey special. Number 9 is for players who understand the full game, not just scoring, not just highlights, the full game, the mental side, the defensive side, the team side, the championship side. Question 3. Which modern Celtics player is called the plug and connector? A. Derek White. B. Jrue Holiday. C. Jaylen Brown. D. Jason Tatum. Trust your instincts, the clock's ticking. The correct answer is A. Derek White. Question 4. Which player won the 2015 NBA Finals MVP for Golden State? A. Stephen Curry. B. Klay Thompson. C. Draymond Green. D. Andre Iguodala. 1 play, 1 answer, 10 seconds. The correct answer is D. Andre Iguodala. If you are building a winning team, these are the kinds of players you need. You need the Rondo brain. You need the Parker speed. You need the Derek White balance. You need the Iguodala sacrifice. That's why number 9 belongs to smart guards and elite defenders. It belongs to players who know how to win without always needing to be the main headline. And sometimes, those are the most dangerous players on the floor. Because when the defense is focused on the superstar, number 9 is the one making the play that wins the game. So now the question is simple. Who made jersey number 9 look the most dangerous? Was it Rajon Rondo, the playoff floor general with 2 championships? Was it Tony Parker, the Spurs legend with 4 rings and a finals MVP? Was it Derek White, the modern Celtics guard who helped Boston win the 2024 championship with defense, shooting, and toughness? Or was it Andre Iguodala, the Warriors dynasty piece with 4 rings and a finals MVP? Drop your answer in the comments right now. And don't just say the name. Tell me why. Because this debate is bigger than numbers. It's about style. It's about impact. It's about winning. And it's about the players who made number 9 feel like a championship code. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to Sports Stars Recap, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next jersey number breakdown. And if you want to see another number that changed NBA history, click the next video on the screen right now. Because we already broke down how NBA legends made other jersey numbers iconic, but number 9 might be the smartest number in basketball. And after watching Rondo, Parker, White, and Iguodala, you already know why. This is Sports Stars Recap, and we'll catch you in the next one.